Freedom 0. The freedom to run the program as you wish for any purpose. Freedom 1. The freedom to study how the program works and change it so it does your computing as you wish. Access to the source code is a precondition for this. Freedom 2. The freedom to redistribute copies so you can help others. Freedom 3. The freedom to distribute copies of your modified versions to others. By doing this, you can give the whole community a chance to benefit from your changes. Access to the source code is a precondition for this. Hello there and welcome into another video. I think this video is really important. At least it is very important for me. This topic is. So please give me a benefit of the doubt and stick around a couple of minutes. I'm going to explain myself properly. I have been a Linux user for a very long time. It was an on and off endeavor, I'm not gonna lie, but generally I have been with Linux since Debian 1.3 came out. The codename was Bo. I don't remember the exact year, but it was before 2000. So the thing about Linux was that got me the most, right, in the very beginning. It was the spirit of free software, right? That was the thing that got me into working with Linux, into enjoying Linux. So it's not exactly about Linux as the kernel, right? It's everything that surrounds the free software in general, right? Even when I was using Windows, whether for gaming or for work or whatever brought me into that camp again, it was always about free software that kind of surrounded my general feelings, right? Whenever I would be using Windows, I would always be using free software to the best of my abilities, right? So even if I would switch back and forth between the operating system, I would always be using the same set of tools, and not because of my own convenience, but simply because I want to use free software. It is the spirit of sharing the source code and having the ability to, well, even if you're poor, right, and you cannot really afford proprietary software that costs a ton of money, or even just a little bit, because you can't even get to that point even. It gives you always a chance to participate in this grand community, which kind of helps everyone, right? Everyone helping everyone. It's kind of an utopia that was actually made possible by the likes of Richard Stallman and others. And I'm not pointing fingers into any one of them or any one of you, right? The whole of the community surrounding free software, it's what makes free software amazing. I absolutely love it. Trust me, I absolutely love it. I want to be a part of this. I want to help out as much as I can by even by translating into my own language. This is helping others, right? Because everyone that comes behind me and uses the software that I use, that I have helped translate, will benefit from my contribution. It doesn't have to be legit programming skills. Everyone can contribute in some ways. Maybe you have some extra money that you can donate to this developer or to that developer, and you know, it is all spinning around. Maybe you have an idea how you can make things better, and then okay, then you're going to say, but this is all of these forks, like, you know, Linux Renaissance. How are we going to promote Linux if we have so many forks of everything, right? We have like 2 web browsers that have been forked like 50 times. Now we have 50 web browsers. How can people even choose? We have 2 desktop environments, and then we have the third one and the fourth one, maybe 10 of them, and then so many window managers. Like, people can't even choose. How are we going to tell our Windows or Mac friends how does Linux even look like? How are they going to see if they like the way it looks like? Well, that's the thing, right? They can make it to look as much pretty or ugly as they want, right? They can modify it to their heart's content. But where I'm even getting with this, I think I kind of derailed myself in the very beginning, and I thank you if you're still sticking around with me, because I'm getting to the actual topic. I really wanted to give you some kind of a feeling why I am saying this, because I really, really, really love this community. So Linux Renaissance, how come you're using Arch Linux? Arch Linux is woke. Like, why are you using this distribution? And then Linux Renaissance, how come you're using, I don't know, OpenMandriva? These guys are Nazis. I mean, how can you use this distribution? Can you see where I'm aiming with this? Can you even remotely guess what is it that I'm trying to say? The whole of the free software community is about 4 freedoms. It is the spirit that drives us all. So when an external force comes into our community, it is trying to divide us into 2 camps, like split us in half, divide and conquer. You know that term. Who is doing this? I don't know. Maybe a $1 trillion company that kind of sees that Linux is become like too good and it works too well and it's taking too much of the paying customers, right? That's a wild guess, right? I'm not even pointing fingers. It is just very logical, right? So let's divide and conquer, because that's the most easy way to do it, because people tend to be gullible. Is that the correct term in English? Please let me know in the comments if I have guessed the right term. I'm still not. I will never be a native English speaker, but I do my best. So what is it that I'm actually trying to say here? I'm not joking. I want everyone in the free software community to work together. This is the only way that free software can, in fact, get somewhere. Richard Stallman has been guiding, how do I say it? He has been like a guiding star for a very long time, and not many of the new people, the younger generation, even are aware of his existence. But it doesn't really matter if they are aware of his existence. He as a person is not that relevant for the spirit of free software. We must carry on the legacy of this spirit, right? Once again, I'm not talking about the person. The person will come and go. But what I want us all to do is carry on in the same spirit for a very, very long time. Long time after, like, I am here. Because I'm going to be here for a very short time. And whatever the time that I'm going to spend here, I want to help, even a little bit. Like, if you see the amount of subscribers that I have, you will see that this is a tiny number, right? Like a little drop in the sea. So even if I can influence, and I am using this word, yes, I don't really like it, but if I can influence this number of people that you can see below this video to carry on in the spirit of free software for a long time, and not allow ourselves to get divided by whichever external force there is. I don't really care. It's just that I want us to work together. I want to help Debian to, I don't know, to have one package more into its repository that already has thousands of packages, right? I want to contribute by, maintaining another package. I know it's a hard job, and I want to try. I want to see if I can contribute to one of my favorite distributions. Maybe this task will be a little bit too difficult for me. Maybe I will find myself contributing to another project, another distribution where my skills will be more in line with the distribution that is going to take me in, right? Maybe I'm going to end up working something out with Arch Linux. Maybe I'm going to contribute to OpenMandriva. This really doesn't matter which one it is. What matters is that you are going to find yourself compatible with a certain project that will find yourself compatible with their needs. And if this is a free software project, then this is a huge victory for all of us, because eventually what you are going to do for this distribution, this is going to carry on upstream and then downstream to all of the other distributions, so that everyone else is going to benefit. This is what I'm talking about. Please don't get yourself divided. If you hate, the word hate is actually a really, really dumb word for having as an emotion towards software. And I stand by what I'm saying. You shouldn't really have such an emotion towards a software. But if you feel like Mozilla has let you down by the new terms of use, this is fine. But some other things that they did, don't let these things, divide you between using the software, using free software. If there is a way to, fork the software, do that, right? Plenty of other projects have already done exactly that, and they kind of lean on to the upstream project that still is Firefox. But you can, in fact, avoid Mozilla's terms of use by using LibreWolf, or maybe Florp, or maybe you like Zen. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But one of the things that I am a proponent on is not really allowing Google to rule the rules of the web, rules of the internet, by making, Chromium and their Blink engine as a default choice for everyone. That's kind of a bad idea. Not in terms of free software, but in a whole other way, which is out of the scope of this video. So if you can stick around within the, Firefox, let's call it an ecosystem, I would probably do that. If you really can't, then I'm not going to tell you what to choose. I have already made a video that kind of explains a lot of different browsers, so that you can use an educated stance on choosing your own, right? Because the freedom to choose is one of the core spirits of being inside of all of this huge bubble that is the free software community, right? And I would like all of us to stick together for as long as we can. So do me a favor and don't allow yourself to be divided.